What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. I am super stoked today. We got something very special in the cave. This is the Xceed F4 Goku versus Vegeta 1/4 scale. Now, I saw the concept of this 2 years ago, so I knew about it. Nobody else really knew about it. Xceed showed it to me, and I fell in love instantly. I was like, holy crap, I have to own that. And then eventually the prototype was shown. They actually made some revisions to it. I'm extremely excited for it. So here's the COA. Has sort of a metallic look to it. It's quite shiny, but it's obviously just the statue. I got number 235. And it doesn't say how many is made, but 235. So I'm super excited for this though. I've been a big fan of Xceed's work over the years. A lot of my collection is from them and, VKH and MRC. Those are my three favorite non-licensed DBZ companies by far. This box is extremely, extremely heavy. Like, God's heavy. So, luckily, they did the straps and not tape. Yeah, the box is much heavier than I thought it would be. Shipping was quite expensive on this as well. The box is big. It's big, but it's very heavy. And it looks like it's a bazillion parts as well. Yeah, so that's mostly Goku and Vegeta. And here's this monster base. God, I pray this fits in a Stuva. If this doesn't fit, I'm gonna have to do a lot of rearranging on my collection. This base is a monster. Good packaging though. They always do these styrofoams on the side to help so the piece doesn't move, which does help a lot actually. I notice most licensed companies don't even do this, putting styrofoam on the side. I was like, look at all that styrofoam. And they put it everywhere to ensure safety of your product. Now, I'm sure most of the weight is going to be this base, of course. I do have to remove a lot of this styrofoam first. Otherwise, I can't even get it out. It's so tight. So after this, the next DBZ statue will be Tsume Broly. They claimed all Tsume Brolys will be shipped by mid-October. So I already did address confirmation. I'm really just waiting for them to ship it now. Just my luck, I'm the final person to get it in the world. Yeah, this is super big base. Look at the size of this. Jupiter's cock. 777. Yeah, that is freaking huge. That's what she said, right? That might be the biggest Dragon Ball Z base I've seen. Well, outside of the Kame house. That thing's stupid big. All right, so we have some arms right here and some heads. I want to get these pieces out and then just remove the styrofoam. We'll make it a lot easier. Yeah, so here's Goku's head. I'm real curious if this is going to become my favorite unlicensed statue. That face looks great. So here's Goku's portrait. Looks really good. And an arm, Goku's arm. Yeah, I want to put the styrofoam right back in where I took it out, otherwise I'll forget. So Goku's arm and Vegeta's arm. I saw someone complain about this line right here, but I have absolutely no issues with mine. Mine looks fine. Finally painted. All right, one last piece, and then we can get the base up here. It's Vegeta's portrait. Majin Vegeta. Oh yeah, that looks great. I am digging that. Blood. That looks awesome. Good job. Frickin' F4. Alrighty. Now we get to the good stuff. Goodness. Look at this monster base. Woo! And to think this was priced at $450 plus shipping. Shipping $300. Still, you look at, for example, KD Collectibles, their Vegeta was $599 plus another $300 shipping. And it's tiny compared to this and only one character and a half body. This is a way better value in my opinion. Plus, I prefer this style of statues versus KD. Theirs is too humanized for me. The one thing I would like is if they gave an instruction manual, because there's a lot of pieces to this. A lot. So, you know, it makes it difficult to assemble when there's freaking so many pieces and no instruction manual. It's really just a guessing game. So we have a giant cloud right here. That's just right in the middle. You have energy effects, more arms, Goku's arm. Gotta do the energy effects just off camera. That takes way too long. Yeah, plenty of energy effects. All right, so here is Vegeta's body. So that looks great. I like the paint job and the texture work looks great. Looks awesome. Now I gotta figure out where it goes. I believe. Now, there's a cloud here, but I don't know if it goes there. Might be better to do Goku first. Or, these pegs are huge. Alrighty. Yeah, so Goku definitely goes right here. So his foot's resting on the cloud for support. So there's Goku. His foot rests here. He has a giant peg to prevent leaning. You know, of course, we can do his portrait. I think I'll do the portraits last, though. Yeah, Vegeta's definitely going to go in right there. Okay, as far as I can tell, there's just the energy aura effects and Vegeta. I'm just going to remove this arm for now. Remove both. It's a tight fit. Gotta wiggle it in. Super tight. Ugh, but it's in. Goku's basically holding Vegeta's leg. Wonder if it would have been easier to just kept this arm on. Goodness. It seems like they're supposed to be touching. So there's that so far. I believe that's accurate. Their arms are basically touching. Goku's grabbing his knee. We have the two portraits. The magnets are quite strong. See, in this next one's actually their arms are connected like this. Like so. So there we have it. Next is the aura effects. Doesn't look like there's too many. And this aura is the more thicker kind. Similar to the F4 Gohan. So it's not the super thin like the, Tsume Vegeta or some of the older 1/6s. I'm still not sure how I feel about the thicker electricity. I mean, obviously electricity is not thick. It started to get thick on the VKH one. It's okay. I mean, I guess it's probably more stable being thicker. It doesn't break as easy. Those thin ones, God, they fall off the moment you start dusting a statue. It's annoying. Most of the time, I just glue those little thin ones in. There's only 5, so this is not bad at all. I think I could probably just do this right here. Now, as far as I can tell, Goku also has a halo I did not get. Yeah, here's Goku's halo. Because he was dead at the time of this. This halo looks pretty good. Has a little clear rod so it doesn't just sit on it. Yeah, and then we have tons of electricity effects. You know, like right there, it's magnetized, so it's actually quite easy. So there's 2 in the base, definitely one on Vegeta. Is it this one? Possibly this one. Yeah, I believe it's this one. Yeah, it's magnetized, which is nice. Because I hate when they're not magnetized. They always fall out so easy. Then there's one on Goku. Is it this one? Actually. Yeah, these actually go quite easily in. One left. And it's on Vegeta's arm, like this. I like how the electricity effects are super easy to set up, but man, this is super, super impressive. Huge. Got a little styrofoam on here. I'm gonna take my duster to it. Oh yeah. I am really, really digging this one. This is, I'm gonna say it straight off, grail. Absolute grail. Frick. Good job, F4. Now there is still some of these left if you're interested. This bad boy is $450, 300 shipping, took a month to get to me, and it's a frickin' grail. Shiz. So much better in person, I'm telling you. Here on the table, it looks pretty big, but in person, look at it next to a 1/3. How much bigger that base is. This thing's a monster. My gosh. Now I'm gonna have to decide if I like this more than Dragon Fist, which currently is the king of unlicensed statues, hands down. Oof, I'm gonna have to look at them side by side, really. I'm gonna set this up in the cave, and we're gonna do a full video review, but man, this is very cool. Very, very cool. Stay tuned. Alrighty, so here it is on top of what would be called a Detolf top. So if you plan to put this on top of a Detolf, this is how much space it's gonna take. Obviously, you know, it's super deep, wide, pretty tall, not super, super tall. You know, it's like 2 feet tall, 2 feet wide, 2 feet deep. But you can see size comparison real quickly. Now I'm hoping it fits in there. I'm very scared it won't. Maybe at an angle, we'll see. If not, I'm probably gonna have to remove something else, you know, like up there, because that's obviously the best spot it would fit. You know, like Tsusume Vegeta, I know fits inside a Stuva. That Piccolo does, but he's also super tall. We'll see. I'm hoping it fits there next to Gohan, which is also an F4 product, very similar style, massive base and big electricity effects. So I think they are gonna pair very well together considering, you know, same maker, same size, and they happened at the exact same time, literally. But let's dive into this while we got it here on the turntable. So starting at the base, you have this blue, purplish underbase. I'd say more purple, actually. Lots of damage. It reminds me of Babbidi's spaceship. And then, of course, you have this Majin symbol. So very reminiscent of the Babbidi spaceship. So it looks great. Lots of scuff marks. Very cool underbase. I dig it a lot. So if you compare that underbase to, let's say, the Dragon Fist, this is better. Better underbase, no doubt. I like this a lot. Now the base itself, you have tons of rocks and clouds, and then the entrance to Babbidi's spaceship where they were fighting. So that is more or less the base. Tons of rocks everywhere. The clouds, they look good. They look like dirty clouds. I probably would have preferred if they were translucent resin, although the problem with that is then Vegeta's foot would be, you would see the peg inside, so I wouldn't like that. So you'd also want all the clouds the exact same. So I think they still went with the right choice. But the clouds do look good. They're sculpted great. Lots of different shading of brown and like a turquoise blue. Now, these are the energy effects. Like I said, they're thicker, you know, similar to this. Very thick, and also similar to that one, which also is a thicker kind. Now here's the thinner kind. You compare the size. This is like 10 times bigger. Now ultimately that is a superior electricity effect because that's more realistic. Electricity effects were not this big. I don't think it's a big negative though, because they still look great. They peg in good. They're, you know, there's a magnet inside them. They're easy to set up, so I don't really consider it a negative, but it's not necessarily a huge positive. You know, I still think the Tsume Vegeta electricity effects are overall better, but these look pretty good. Let's check this out. You know, the rocks look great. Like, look at the texture work on that. Even the paint job, lots of shading. The rocks look good. Here's a back view. Now, on this, F4 did go the fully sculpted route. You know, like, look at Majin Vegeta. Fully sculpted, you know, like the texture work. There's skin texture. So it's a very similar texture work, actually, to Dragon Fist, if you look at it. You know, like Goku. Of course, they're very battle damaged because they're in the middle of a fight. You know, so there's blood all throughout. And the blood looks good. You know, there's scuff marks where it's actually sculpted in and then painted red. Now, check out that portrait. I think that looks killer. It looks just like Goku. Now, this is Super Saiyan 2 Goku, and obviously Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta. He even has a little blood in his eye, which is accurate to the anime. Blood all over his face, scuff marks, torn clothes, the classic torn knee part, the boots. Very fine texture work. Looks great. Paint job is good. You know, even like his gloves, they're not, you know, like Tsume Vegeta is just a full glove. It's not torn up, which doesn't make sense because this happened before that. He didn't change clothes by any means. Now check out Vegeta's face. Looks perfect to me. The Majin symbol's painted good. I like the color of the hair. It reminds me of the Gohan over there. This one has a slight bit more yellow or orange tone than this one, you know, and I can compare this real quickly. I can take this bad boy off. Yeah, so there's a little bit of a difference, but you can see size comparison. Yeah, this one's a little bit more orangish, which I like the orange look. You know, some people prefer the Tsume Vegeta like yellow with white, you know, but I really do like the orange look as well, like Dragon Fist. This one's not quite as deep orange as Dragon Fist. There's definitely more yellow to it. But I think the hair looks awesome. Very finely sculpted. And the color looks accurate and great. The eyes are painted in. It's not a decal. And they look great. You know, and here's the arms. They're, you know, as you saw in the unboxing, they're already together. Now, I won't say it's a perfect statue. Obviously, there's some things that could be improved. Example, right here, I can actually see this coming out of the base. His fingers are not touching where it looks like they should be touching right there. You can see a little bit of the peg right here. So it's not 100% perfect. Obviously, the paint could be improved a little bit, like right there. That's not 100%. That should be more brown and finely more done. You know, this is really a lot of nitpicking if you want to nitpick a lot. There is a tiny, tiny white dot right there. possibly a little scuff mark or something. But, you know, at normal viewing, that's if you want to nitpick. You can really nitpick any single statue out there. But for $450, you know, plus shipping, this is an absolutely outstanding deal, especially for such a massive diorama of the most epic battle in Dragon Ball Z. You know, Goku versus Vegeta was a long time in waiting ever since their first battle in the Saiyan saga. So, I mean, looking at it compared to Dragon Fest, maybe it's just because I just got it, but I think I might like this more. Overall, it has a better base. You're getting 2 characters. The thing Dragon Fist has is, you know, Goku doing that pose. That pose is excellent. And then obviously the massive dragon, which is amazing. But this one, you get a better base. You get 2 characters, also dynamic, like they're flying sort of, you know, somewhat mid-flight. Great, you know, the detail and paint job is just as good as Dragon Fist, no doubt. So, you know, maybe it's just because I just got, but I might like this a little bit more than Dragon Fest. We'll see as time goes by. When you first get a statue, you're super excited. Then after a while, you start to calm down a little bit, and you're like, okay. But for right now, I do think this might be the king of unlicensed statues. You know, it's definitely much better than anything in pre-order and anything released out. You know, like I said, maybe a tad bit better than Dragon Fist. Definitely way better than KD's 1/4 and their 1/6 and any 1/6 really. 1/4 is the way to go for me. Now I got to see if it will fit in here. I'm fine if it sticks out like him. It's just width. I definitely have the height. It's really width. But let's set it up. Alrighty, folks. So first off, it absolutely will not fit in a Stuva, which sucks. I'm going to have to figure some things out. Secondly, I had the arm in wrong. It actually does cover his knee completely. So that is good. So I'm going to have to figure out space on how to do this. I'm probably going to have to do it there and move Tsume Vegeta down inside of a Stuva and then lower the bust. I'm going to have to figure this out. It's going to be difficult. If I do Tsume Vegeta there and the bust there, that means I'll have to do the Goku bust there. And ideally another 1/4 Goku there, to be honest. I'm going to have to figure some things out because it's simply way too big to fit inside my shelf. This will definitely fit inside a PAX unit. You know, like I have these PAX units over here. It actually fit perfect inside this. So, you know, I do have 1/4 up here. Maybe I should consider putting it in here and the Gohan there. But then where am I going to put my Saiyan Saga? So I'm going to have to figure some things out. It's going to take some rearranging. But, you know, in closing remarks, for an unlicensed statue, this definitely gets a 10 out of 10 from me. And I do think it currently reigns as the best unlicensed statue out there and beats anything currently in pre-order. Now, if, you know, this isn't better than Tsume Vegeta, that one is still the best Dragon Ball Z statue out there. That one, there's just something very special about it. Definitely something very special. But this is the best unlicensed statue out there. We'll see how, you know, Broly comes out because people claim it's better than Tsume Vegeta. We'll see. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.